not tickle your palate, but aces and deuces can sure fatten your wallet on Card Shark. And here's the host of Card Sharks, Jim Perry.
Happy New Year, man. Thank you. And Happy New Year to you. Thank you for joining us. That's very nice. And also very nice, the opening poem from a gentleman who sent him in before, one of our poet laureates, Milton J. Isaacson of El Cajon, California, for watching us on KNBC Channel 4. Thank you, Milton, for sending in the opening poem. Now we're going to open up the board and get to the cards. And Janice and Lois, if you will, start loading in the cards, and we meet our card sharks. Hello there, Rayetta Lawson, our champion.
Hello.
Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank
Enjoying
you.
the holidays?
Oh, very much. Very much.
Yeah.
We have a little bit to spend now.
Yeah. Why don't you, first of all, why don't you tell us again about yourself?
Okay, I have 5 beautiful children, and I'm kept busy with them, and I enjoy running and playing tennis and keeping active, and I'd like to run in a marathon someday if I can stay in shape long enough.
That's right. You're expecting again now? Huh?
Yes.
And you've done very well here. Rayetta has won $19,600 in cash. A fine champion. Our challenger, J.T. Bresnahan. Hello, J.T. Nice to see you again.
Thank you.
And won't you again tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a model, and right now I am a male stripper. And over the holidays, I did a couple private shows for a few ladies.
Private shows. Oh, you didn't tell us that. Private shows. Is it more or less at a private show? I mean, what...
It's more at a private show.
That sounds... Isn't that fascinating? It's just, hey, now, we were kidding about it on the last show, and I think it's fascinating. You got to be a very outgoing person. Would I... yes, you got to let it all... Would I make a good male stripper? What do you think?
I don't know. I think I'd have to ask your wife first.
She'd laugh. I know she'd laugh. Nice to have you back here, JT.
Thank you. It's good to be
And
back.
you both cut the cards at the beginning of the match?
Yes, we did.
All right, then. Here we go. We'll get out here and start the match with G2. T2 is... Get out here.
He's got his
Come
hangover.
on.
He's got it.
Oh, I told you at that New Year's party, I told you battery fluid and STP doesn't mix, but no, you had to go ahead and... Oh. We play the best 2 out of 3, and JT, the challenger, won game number 1, so we are about to start game number 2, of course, with the same 2 decks of cards. And now Rayetta needs this game, and the question to you, Rayetta.
Yes.
Rayetta, we asked 100 married men. Have you ever wished you could punch your mother-in-law right in the kisser? How many men have wished they could punch their mother-in-law right in the kisser?
Well, I don't know how many married men would actually think to themselves, I'd like to punch her in the kisser. I think they'd be frustrated with her, but I don't think they're going to actually think to themselves, I'm going to want to punch her right in the kisser. It's not going to be too high, probably around 43.
43 out of 100 have thought about punching their mother-in-law, JT.
I think it's going to be a lot lower because that old myth about mother-in-laws, they're not bad. I have 4 of them.
So you say lower than
Lower,
that?
yes,
Lower, okay. If it
definitely
is lower,
lower.
you'll play your cards. If not, Rayetta plays her 4 of them. You're a very young fellow.
So are they.
The actual number of men who wish they could punch their mother-in-law right in the kisser is 18. JT is right. It is lower. And JT starts off the game with a 10.
I'd like to change that, please.
Meaning the question, you can change it. 07.
Ooh, I'm going to go higher.
Higher than the 7. Yes, the
Lower.
jack. Risking it lower. No, it's not lower. Back to the base card goes JT. Rayetta's happy. She has a free chance at a 10 as well.
Lower.
Lower than the 10. No, and a jack as well. Janice will fill in the spaces with the next cards off the top of your deck. And JT, how old are the ladies who usually go to those shows? What's the average age?
Well, the average it ranges. You got from the age of 21, where they're allowed to get in, to the age of 55.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're all ages.
Fascinates me. Okay, JT, the question to you. JT, we found 100 married men who've had a trial separation from their wife and are now back together with her. And we asked them, if you discovered that your wife had had an affair with another man while you were separated, would you forgive her? How many men would forgive their wife for having an affair while they were separated?
Well, I I think a few would, but I don't think many because men are very ignorant and childish at times, and they always hold things like this inside. So I'm going to say around 35 would forgive them.
35 out of 100 would forgive, Rayetta.
I think since they were separated and they knew things were on the rocks, I think they were going to have to accept anything that happened during that time almost. And if they want to get back together, and they were, it's going to be a little higher. I think they're going to forgive a little bit more.
Higher.
Yes.
Tough question. Tough
Yes,
one to
it
handle.
was. Good answer
35
on
says
his part.
JT. Higher says Rayetta. The actual number of men who would forgive their wife for having an affair while they were separated is 71. Rayetta's right. It is higher. Rayetta, you have a 10.
Change it. Let's change it.
And the 10.
Good
to a
card.
jack.
Okay, lower.
Lower than the
Low,
jack.
low.
This is with a 7.
Freeze.
And we move over the freeze bar. That keeps JT away from his cards. Question 3 to you, Rayetta.
Yes.
Rayetta, we found 100 department store clerks who work at the gift return desk. That's where people go, of course, to return Christmas gifts they don't want. And we asked the clerks, who complains more, men or women? How many clerks said women complain more?
I think it's got to be a lot more women because all the men send their wives to the store with the stuff they don't want. I don't see that many men there. It's going to be pretty high. I'd say about 68 women.
68 out of 100
Yes.
women complain more, says the clerks. JT?
I'm going to say it's even higher than that because men do not go to the stores as much as the women, and if you ever hear anybody complaining, it's usually a woman.
You say higher. The actual number of clerks who said women complain more is 87. Very much higher. JT.
I'd like to change
JT
that
with a
card.
7.
Change it, please.
And the 7 becomes a 6. A little
I'm
better.
going to have to go higher.
Higher than the 6. A queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. A 2. Higher than the 2. A jack. If it's lower, we have a new champion. We do. JT wins it. And Rayetta, we have to say goodbye. Good luck to your daughter in the
I don't
Junior
believe it.
Olympics. Have a good
Thank
time.
you.
Don't be afraid of the
Everybody
airplane.
has been fantastic. Thank you to everyone. Just
Thank you.
terrific.
You've been a delightful champion.
Joy of my life.
$19,600 in cash. Enjoy it. You're a nice
Fantastic.
lady. Rayetta Lawson and JT Bresnahan. Come on down here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And JT's going to go for the big money right after we take time out for this commercial break.
What do you say?
New champion, JT Bresnahan. And you're already $200 to the good. Did you cut the money card?
Yes, I did.
Then let's get to them right now. Come on, JT. Hop on up. Here we go. Janice and Lois will start dealing them out as we give you $200 of new money and 3 cards on the bottom line to bet as you will. Move up to the second level. Another $200 of betting money and 3 more cards. Minimum bet's $50. Till you get to the top card, the big bet. There you must risk at least half the money. Good luck. And here's $200. Remember, you can change your base card on each of the 3 levels if you need to. $200. You start with a 5.
I'd like to change it. Change it.
You must play this one and a queen.
I'm going
A
to go
little better.
$100 lower.
Half the money, $100, that this card is lower than a queen. No. 100 and a king.
I'm going to go $100 lower.
Come on. Lower than a king. Yes, it is. With a jack, you're back to 200.
Another $100 lower.
$100. Lower than a jack. Yes. Well, after a rocky start, you get back to 300, and you're going to give another 200 as you move it up. You have $500 and a 6.
I'd like to change that 6, please.
And it's changed now the 6. Ooh, right up the middle with an 8.
I'm going to go $50 higher.
Seen a lot of high cards, but he
$50 higher.
has a feeling. $50 higher. It is another king. Nicely done.
All of it lower.
Double or nothing for $1,100 lower than a king. Yes.
$50 higher.
$50 higher than a 7. Well, you have $1,050, and most importantly, you don't have to play that.
I'd like to change that card,
Oh,
please.
let's see if we can give him a good one for the big bet. JT will play a 3, a good card.
All of it higher.
It's
All
all
of
or
it
nothing
higher.
for $2,100. Higher than a 3. It is $2,100. Good job. You bet him very well. Nicely
Thank you.
played.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Come on down here, JT, if you will. And the 200 in the game, a nice tidy sum for our champion, $2,300 in cash. We'll be back with JT Bresnahan and a new challenger right after this commercial break.
Cheers.
Steals out two brand new decks of cards. Here comes a new challenger on Card Shark. Barbara Solomon. Hello, Barbara. I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
And won't you tell us a little about yourself?
My name is Barbara Solomon. I'm from Harrington Park, New Jersey. I have my husband's an eye doctor. I have two sons, Tom and Andy. And in October, the last October, I ran the New York Marathon and finished.
What's wonderful. Rayanna said she wants to go in a marathon, and you've done it.
I did it. I was so proud.
How many miles is that?
26 miles and 385 yards.
My congratulations there. Nice to have you here with us, Barbara.
Thank you.
You cut the cards?
Yes, I did.
I could make the 386 yards, I think. And we'll start the match with a question to you, JT. JT, we asked 100 fourth grade boys. Have you ever disobeyed your mom just because you didn't want your buddies to think you were a sissy? How many fourth grade boys have disobeyed mom just so their buddies wouldn't think they were a sissy?
I think that's a high number because I know when I was in 4th grade, I did it too. And so therefore, I'm going to have to say it's relatively high, about 78.
78 out of 100 boys have disobeyed, so they wouldn't be called a sissy, Barbara.
It's going to be lower because I have a fourth grade son, and he's super, and I wouldn't say it's that high. He wouldn't have to go with the crowd just to displease me.
So you say lower.
Lower.
The actual number of fourth grade boys who have disobeyed their moms so the buddies wouldn't think they were a sissy is 53. Barbara is right. It is lower. And your well-mannered son paid off for you on that one, Barb.
Thank goodness.
And you start off with a 2.
Ooh, that's a wonderful card. Higher.
Higher than the 2. An ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. A jack.
Lower again.
Risking it lower. It is a 3. Trying to go all the way. She did it. 4 great cards. And the challenger has game 1 and $100. Nicely done. Cards fell very well for the challenger, and she leads 1-0. Here come the same 2 decks of cards. We'll start game 2 with a question to you, Barbara. Barbara, we asked 100 people, have you ever gotten a real deal on something you bought from a relative only to discover you could have gotten it a lot cheaper from a total stranger? How many people thought they got a deal on something they bought from a relative only to discover they could have gotten it cheaper from a total stranger?
I think that's going to be fairly high, around 55. I don't ever think you should deal with a relative. It always turns bad, for me anyway. I would say 55.
55, says Barbara. JT?
Well, I'm going to have to go with my instincts and say it's lower because if you cannot trust your relatives, who can you trust?
So you say lower.
Lower.
The actual number of people who've gotten a deal on something from a relative only to discover they could have gotten it cheaper from a stranger is 39. JT is right. It is lower. And the champion needs this game and starts with a 7.
I'd like to change it, please.
7 to a queen.
Okay, go lower.
Lower than the queen, the 10.
Freeze.
He was thinking about that one for a moment. We move over the freeze bar, and the question to you, JT. JT, we asked 100 bachelors, if a man gets a woman pregnant, does he have an obligation to marry her? How many bachelors said a man does have an obligation to marry a woman he gets pregnant?
Well, from my own experiences, in this day and age, there is no obligation necessary. If you do not marry out of love, you should not get married. So I'm going to say it's relatively low, but then again, not. I'm going to say around 48.
48 out of 100.
I don't think bachelors today feel an obligation to marry a woman that's pregnant. I would say that's lower than 48.
Even lower than that.
Yes.
Interesting, the change in thinking through the years. JT says 48 and Barbara says lower. The actual number of bachelors who said a man has an obligation to marry a woman he gets pregnant is 23. Barbara's right. It is lower. Well, Barbara, you start off the game with a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king, a 6.
Freeze it.
We have a tie. Each player needs 3 cards, and we're at question 3. Barbara, we asked 100 people. Have you ever eaten food in a restaurant that was left on the table from the people before you? How many people admitted they've eaten food that was left on the table from the people before them?
Well, I've been real hungry at restaurants, and the thought has passed. But the thought of absolutely eating what's there, I would say that's 40.
40 out of 100.
Lower. It has to be lower because I don't know anybody, unless they just really can't afford it, that would go sit down behind someone else's table and eat something when they may have some type of... So it's going to have to be lower.
Okay. The actual... The actual number of people who admitted they've eaten food that was left on the table from the people before them who had that is 2. It's much lower. Yes.
I'd like to change that card, please.
You want to change that
Yes,
card?
please.
Sure, JT, whatever you say. It's an ace.
Lower!
Lower than the ace. An 8.
Freeze!
And we move over the freeze bar. JT needs 2. Barbara needs 3. We are at sudden death. Someone has to win it on this play of the cards. JT, and a sad question. We asked 100 single women, did you spend New Year's Eve by yourself? How many single women did spend New Year's Eve by themselves?
Well, I do not think any woman has to spend New Year's Eve by herself, but there is a few, so I'm going to have to say maybe about 23.
23 out of 100 single women spend New Year's Eve all alone.
Higher, because many women would prefer to spend it with somebody special. If they can't spend it with somebody special, they'd rather not spend it with anybody. So I'm saying that's lower.
He said 23 single women did spend New Year's Eve by themselves.
Higher.
Higher than that.
Yes.
All right, if it is higher, you'll have control. If not, it'll be JT. The actual number of single women who spent New Year's Eve by themselves is 23, right smack on the money. JT has it. Now then, JT, you have an 8. You could, of course, change it and try to turn over 2 cards. Barbara with a 6 needs 3 cards. You've got control. Play it or pass it.
Well, I'm going to pass it to the young lady.
Barbara, if you could turn over all 3 cards, you are the new champion. But if you make one mistake, we've got a tie. And sudden death with a 6, what do you say?
Higher.
Higher than the 6. It is not higher. JT ties it up. He took control and tied it up. Each player with 1 game and $100. We'll be right back, right after this.
I'm Jillian.
Good close match. Each player with 1 game and $100. That means we set up for the tiebreaker with just 3 cards up there. 3 questions here. And Barbara, the question goes to you. Barbara, we surveyed the mayors of 100 cities across the country. And we asked them, if a group of nudists wanted to open a nudist camp within your city limits, would you give your approval? How many mayors would approve of opening a nudist camp within their city's limits?
Oh, I think that's going to be very low because they're very politically minded and they want the vote of the conservative people. I would say that's 10.
10 out of 100 say, yeah, you can have a nudist camp right in my city.
Well, I know that people are generally nudist. I am myself. But still,
Somehow I guessed that, JT.
Still, it is with politics. So therefore, I must say it is lower than 10.
Even lower than that?
Even lower than 10.
I know for one, the mayor of Buffalo said yes, they could in January. Barbara, you said 10. JT said lower. The actual number of mayors who would approve of opening a nudist camp within their city's limits is 9. JT is right. It is even lower. So it is the champion who gets control in the tiebreaker with a 2.
Higher!
Higher than the 2.
Lower!
A king. If it's lower, JT goes for the big money again. He does. Great cards for the champion. Wow. Barbara, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had fun. And you won $100 in cash and some nice parting gifts. Keep up that running. That's terrific. Barbara Solomon, JT, come on down here with me if you will. And again, our congratulations. I was teasing. It doesn't necessarily follow, though, that just because you work as a male stripper that you would be a nudist. You are that too, huh?
Yes, there's nothing wrong with the human body as long as it's kept nice.
Makes sense to me, boy. I've always said that a nice human body. I mean, I'd rather cuddle up to that than a can of Campbell's soup. But what do you mean go like this? She means let's get over there and play the money cards. Come on, JT. Hop on up. Now, I do want to double check. You did cut the money cards before, yes?
Yes, I did.
Then we're picking up with that deck of cards that you cut and 3 cards on the bottom level. Well, you know how to do it. You're going to have a total of 7 cards up there, JT. And as I mentioned from time to time, and it has been done, if you can go double, double, double all the way up, that's $28,800. Good luck. Here's $200. And Lois, let's see if we can start him off with a good base card. 5.
I'm going to go higher.
You're going to play the 5?
$50 higher.
You want the 5?
I'm going to
All
play
right.
the 5.
He's going to play it higher, and he's right.
I'm going to go $100 lower.
$100 lower than a jack. Right again for $350.
I'm going to go $50 lower. $50 lower.
He's got a feeling against the odds. $50 lower, and he's right again. Nicely done. $400, another $200 as we move up the 5.
I want to change that card, please.
And the 5 becomes a jack.
I'm going to go $200 lower.
$200 lower than the jack. Right again.
I'm going to go $100 higher.
100, higher than a 5. Right again for 900.
$300 lower.
300, lower than a queen. He's right again, and a great card comes up with $1,200 and a 2.
All of it higher.
Double or nothing for $2,400 higher. It is $2,400. You milked some bad cards along beautifully, JT. And with some nice betting today, JT Bresnahan has won $4,900 in cash, and we'll be right back with him after this.
Marty and Frida appreciate the arts.
See you tomorrow on Card Shark.